Before we start this video, I'm excited to announce that my brand new table flip shirt is now available at my sponsor, Merchland, at merchland.net/boogie2988. If you're a fan of the old school Francis table flip video, or if you've ever gone to play your favorite game and wanted to flip the table, this is a proud way to represent. And don't forget, my t-shirts go all the way up to size 5X. So if you're looking to wear one and you're a big dude, we got you covered. Quite literally. What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at your levels again through the power of the internet. And this is my rambling series. And over the last couple of months, my rambling series has been all about the therapy that I've been getting. And I like to come in here after my therapy and sit down and talk to you about what I learned in therapy that day and how it's going to affect me. And maybe you can grow with me. Like maybe if this is something you don't know, you should know what I'm about to talk about today. But if for some reason, if you don't know it, you can learn along with me. But last week, we talked about how important it is to love yourself and to be your own hype man, and how that can be a huge key to the rest of your life. But another piece of that fell into place this week, and that's people will treat you the way that you treat yourself. And if you want evidence of that, it's pretty obvious, right? If you're an attractive person, people treat you differently. If you take the time to take care of your hair and take care of your body and take care of your skin and take care of your clothes, people treat you better because they feel like you treat yourself better. That's pretty obvious. We all know that. I mean, to really drive that home, if you're a big fatty fat like me, then you are aware that this communicates to a lot of people that I don't take care of myself. I don't follow the rules of society and nutrition. Or maybe I have an eating disorder. Maybe I have a mental issue that makes me do this to myself. But you should treat me different. You should act different around me. I don't take care of myself, so you shouldn't take that much care of me either. And for some people, as we all know, if you're big, you become a target of harassment and bullying and criticism and everything else because they feel like that's something they can do because you're fat and you're not taking care of yourself. But the breakthrough for therapy this week was understanding how we treat ourselves internally also impacts how people treat you, which was a hard one for me to understand and grasp. But I figured it out, and that's what I want to share with you. For example, people treat confident people very kindly, very well, very positively. We make them leaders. We find them attractive. But you really can't fake confidence. I've tried. You've seen it on my Twitter feed. You've seen it in my YouTube videos. You've seen it in my live streams. And not only do people see right through it, but people criticize me for it. Hell, I've ended up on some of the most embarrassing subreddits because I've tried to fake that confidence and no one fell for it because I don't have that kind of confidence. In fact, I have the opposite of what confidence is. But the way we think internally is going to affect how we act externally. Obviously, eating disorders and things along that lines, but body language, the way you dress, the way you take care of yourself, but also the way you communicate. Like, I hate myself. And how many times in just the last month have I called myself an idiot in my videos? How often have I called myself a broken piece of shit? Right? People hear that and that's what they think. Well, this person's broken, so I need to be careful around them. Well, they're an idiot, so I don't trust them. Right? But even in the most subtle ways, the way you stand in a group, the way you act, all of that impacts how people treat you. And you're going to act a certain way based on what you think. Now, longtime fans of mine might know that back in the mid-2000s, I got diagnosed, or at least speculated with a therapist. She thought I was most likely somewhere on the autism spectrum. And later, we decided that was not the case. And now, through therapy, I'm beginning to realize I am definitely somewhere on the autism spectrum. I have not been fully diagnosed yet. But it makes it extra difficult to know how to act and how to be. And I've actually gotten pretty good at masking throughout the years, and I think my childhood has a lot to do with that. I know how to pretend that I'm a human being, pretend that I'm more emotive than I am, pretend to communicate better than I naturally know how to do. But that is all masking. And I don't know how a person's supposed to stand or act. What are you supposed to do with your hands? I never know. Watch my videos. I do this crazy shit all the time when I'm talking. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to human. So I think that it becomes abundantly clear But it gets so much worse than that for me because I've gone into friendships and relationships saying things like, well, you got to be really careful. I'm pretty broken. Well, of course, the person is going to be distant from you then. In one of the most important relationships in my life, I said things along the lines of, when you outgrow me, when you leave me one day. Well, of course, they made an exit plan. And now I'm divorced. Surprise, surprise. I manifested it. I created it with my internal thoughts and my words. Shit. And like I said about confidence, you can't hide this stuff. If you hate yourself, it's going to come through. Maybe some people will fall for it. Some people will believe you're confident when you're not. Some people will believe that you love yourself when you don't. But most people are going to pick up, even on the most subtle things, the body language and the way you speak and the way you act. Even if you're pretending otherwise, they pick up on it. I'm a complete and utter failure of trying to be someone who pretended to think they were okay when they knew they were not. And quite obviously, the solution to this isn't learn to mask better, learn to fake it. It's to learn to love yourself, which brings us back to last week's video, which is something I've been working really hard on this week to do. I have not been very successful of it, but I found a few points that I'm proud of, and I'm getting a little bit better at it, but this is not going to be a quick fix. But one of the things I think I can learn to do, even though we all know I don't have much of a filter, is that I can learn to stop speaking so negatively about myself, verbalizing it, and maybe that'll help people perceive me better. But more importantly, the less I verbalize it, shutting it down before it leaves my mouth, then maybe it'll trigger something in my brain that allows me to remember it's not true, it's not reality. That's not what people think of me. Some people do, but the people closest to me don't. The people that love me don't. And I shouldn't think that about myself. Therapy's hard. The good news is, for those of you who stuck it out to this point of the video, there is a very practical application for this. In the last week, as I'm trying to love myself and take care of myself, I've been eating less. I've only lost 3 pounds. But that's 3 pounds I've lost, and I'm glad to do it, and losing 3 pounds in a week is a pretty good sign that maybe I'm shifting in a better direction. And in fact, last night, I took my friend home, and on my way home, I was going to stop and get a cheeseburger, and I said, you know what? Instead, I'll go home and make something. I'll save money. I'll eat less calories. I'll get more nutrition, because that's what I deserve. I don't deserve a cheeseburger. That's how I used to think about it. I deserve a cheeseburger. I deserve a cheeseburger. My life is hard. I deserve good food. Nope. I deserve healthy, nutritious food. Affordable food. And that's what I gave myself last night. And that's how I've been doing it. And hopefully I can keep doing it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I will. So anyway, that's your update for this week. I hope it brought you some comfort and some joy. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. I'm going to go try to take better care of myself. Try. Anyway.